This is Julien, and I'm here in the Maldives, and what I want to talk about in this video here is the art of the reframe, okay? Learning how to reframe things. This is a skill that will completely change the way you communicate with others, whether it's on a business level, a friendship level, or even a relationship level, and it will completely change the way you communicate with yourself. We really enter the land of social voodoo here. This is a skill that very few people are aware of, and it will give you a massive advantage in life. Now, before we jump right into it, be sure to hit the subscribe button below this video as well as the little bell next to it so that you're notified next time a video comes your way, because as you know, on this channel, I share nothing but the truth. This isn't me sitting in a little apartment somewhere giving you some watered down advice that I just read somewhere online. This is advice that has been field tested in the real world. It comes from experience, it changed my life, and it will change yours. So be sure to subscribe, hit the little bell, sit back, and enjoy. So in order to learn how to reframe, you must first understand what a frame is. And to do this, think of a house with multiple windows. Okay, and through each window frame, what do you see? You see something different, depending on where the window is located, depending on the size of the frame, the angle of the frame, the color of the glass. All of these things will determine what you see on the other side. And what you have to realize here is that these frames are everywhere. Okay, it's not just in a house. You experience reality through a certain frame. And this is key. Okay, you don't see and you don't experience reality as it is. You experience it through a frame. At a most basic level, you could say that the frame through which we experience the world are our senses. Beyond that, there's the frame that's determined by the way that you've been conditioned or different beliefs that you've taken on. As an example, let's just say you're in school and someone tells you, "You're stupid, you're dumb," and you believe it. Okay, what's going to happen? You're going to start experiencing the world and seeing the world through that frame. I'm stupid, I'm dumb, I'm not smart. And you might block off different opportunities. Why? Because, hey, those opportunities that will lead me towards success, they're not aligned with me being stupid. That's not for me, blocked off. Right? It's not in your frame. And you're going to interpret things that way. Something happens to you, it doesn't go your way. Ugh, it's because I'm stupid, and it reinforces that frame. Okay, another example is, let's just say there's a movie you're really excited to see and it's finally out, and you're in line, you're at the theater, you're like, oh, here we go, I cannot wait to see this movie, and someone walks by and tells you, you know what, I heard this movie was not as good as the last one, you know, the special effects were just kind of weak, and walks off. What's going to happen? That is going to determine a certain frame. And when you go into the movie theater and you watch that movie, you're going to be watching it through that frame. Yeah, it's not as good as the last one. The special effects were pretty lame. And what are you going to do? You're going to start focusing on the special effects. You're like, why did they say that? Were they right? Is it really not that good? Ooh, I could see there the special effects, they are a little weak. You know what? I think the first one was a little better. Yeah, not a fan of it either. It's going to affect your experience and what you see. On the flip side, what could happen? You're in line, you're really excited, and someone walks by saying, oh man, I heard this movie is so much better than the last one, and you know the best part? The special effects. That's a new frame. And you go into the movie theater and you're gonna filter it through that frame. And you can be like, those special effects, you know what? That person was right. This is insane. It's so much better than the last movie. Okay, different experiences determined by different frames. And these frames, once more, are everywhere. And the most powerful skill that you can learn is, one, becoming aware of these frames. Most people don't even know that this is happening, that this exists, and then learning how to reframe them, how to tweak them to your advantage. So let's crack into some examples. Let's say you're at a job interview and you're applying for a position for which you don't have much experience and you're a little young for it. And the person interviewing you is saying, you know what? I really like you, but you don't have much experience, right? You're coming at this, you're new. We're also looking for someone a little older. You're a little young for the position. I don't know if this is gonna work. Now that is one way of looking at it. You're looking at the facts through this frame. This is bad, you're not gonna get the job. You gotta ask yourself, how can I take this and reframe it? What is another angle, another way of looking at this that is to my benefit? And one way could be, that's good. You know what? You don't want someone with all that past experience. You know why this is good? Because I'm a blank slate. You can teach me the right way of doing things right off the bat. I won't have all these bad habits that someone with more past experience may have. And not just that, but I'm young, meaning I have a lot of energy and I'm hungry. Okay, that is another way of viewing the same facts in a way that will help you, in a way that is beneficial to you. Another example is, let's just say someone tells you, that shirt is ugly. This shirt doesn't look good on you. It's not a good shirt. I don't like it. Okay, that's one way of viewing it. Another way, taking that and reframing it, is saying, yeah, you know what? It makes me more attainable. If I was wearing a better shirt, I would look too cool that people couldn't relate, you know? So I gotta bring it down a bit to be relatable. It's a very cocky way of reframing things, but what did you just do? You took the facts and you repackaged them in a way that is beneficial to you. Okay? Another example is, say you're going through adversity, something doesn't go your way. The traditional frame that everyone immediately jumps to here is, why is this happening to me? Okay, I'm a victim, this sucks, this is the end of the world, why is this happening to me? And that's a horrible frame to be experiencing adversity through. Here's another frame. The same facts, okay, the same situation, you going through adversity, but instead of why is this happening to me, what is this teaching me? Okay, and suddenly everything changes, your experience changes. You know what? I'm going through some challenges here, but what's the lesson? What can I learn from this? Why is this actually beneficial to me? And instead of getting bitter, well, why is this happening to me? You get better. What is this teaching me? And this also applies to the way that you talk to yourself. You know, little thoughts like, I suck, I'm broke, I should have more money, I'm in a shitty situation, I want to have made it, I want to be in a mansion, I hate right now, this situation is horrible. No. Okay? Take all that and ask yourself, how is this awesome? How does this help me? And it could be, you know what? I'm broke, but this is great. These are my humble beginnings. This will make an amazing story someday when I will have more money, and I'll look back at this and be like, you know what? That's where I started. And it'll be inspiring, it'll help inspire others and motivate them to also take action in their lives. You know what? I'm broke, and this is awesome. Why? Because it will help me appreciate when I will have made it. If I was rich and had all this money the entire time, I would be numb to it. I wouldn't value it. You know what? This situation's not the best, but you know why this is awesome? Because it will add contrast. It makes for a great story. You want the ups and downs in life. If everything was amazing, it would be flat and you would be stuck in apathy. So all this is actually great. Okay? It's repackaging it in a way that is beneficial to you. And this is a skill and it requires practice, but start doing it. Everything that's happening to you, everything that's thrown at you, everything that people tell you, everything that you tell yourself, take it and reframe it. Instead of, this sucks, this hurts me, this is awesome, this helps me. Now understand that sometimes different frames will conflict, okay? And this is known as a frame battle. So for example, let's say there is someone who is short talking to someone who is tall. The short person is telling the tall person, you're too tall. That's a frame. The tall person is telling the short person, no, you're too short. Okay, and there's a frame battle going on. And the rule here is that the strongest frame always wins. Okay, and what determines a strong frame? The person who's the most certain and the person who has the most value. That's the frame that's going to win. This is why when you talk to someone who might have a lot of status, or you might look up some videos of a certain celebrity and they have a really strong frame, they're really into their art, into their style, their clothing, so on and so forth, it's going to influence you. You know, I remember this as a kid. I would listen to rap and I'd listen to rock. And whenever I'd listen to rock music, I'm like, oh, you know what? That's what I want to be. I want to dress like that. I want the grungy clothes, you know, the ripped jeans. That is awesome, yeah, right? That was the frame, and I was being sucked in to that strong frame. And then what would happen is I would switch and listen to rap. I'm like, you know what? That's actually what I want to be like. I want the baggy jeans. You know what? That rapper style, that's what I want. And depending on which one I'd listen to, I would go back and forth between these two strong frames. Okay, you might have that with different friends who are just very certain, and they might be completely wrong, by the way, but they're just very certain in what they're saying, and you get sucked in and influenced by this. Okay, and this is key too. Realize that a strong frame is self-fulfilling, meaning that the world is what you want it to be. If you go out into the world after watching this video and you take on the frame that I am awesome, okay, you are awesome. You're walking down the street, I'm awesome, I'm awesome, I'm awesome. And there's certainty behind it. Not only will that frame start being self-reinforced because you're gonna start looking for proof that tells you you're awesome, that confirms this frame, that confirms this reality, but the stronger it gets, people will start reacting to it and adapting to it, giving you even more proof. Just like that celebrity who's wearing a certain style of clothing and I get sucked in, I'm like, oh, I want the grunge. People will start doing that to you. Okay, so this here, reframing, understanding different frames, learning how to tweak them to your benefit is really a secret superpower. Start putting it to use as of today, okay? Right after this video, start becoming aware of the different frames. Ask yourself, is there a way to reframe it if needed to my benefit? And the more you do so, okay, the more you take control of those frames, the more they become self-fulfilling and your life will just keep moving up and up and up. We live in an uncertain world. Just turn on the news, what do you see? Chaos, terror, suffering. Things are changing so fast that your head is spinning. You know the feeling, being pulled in different directions by your friends, your family, mainstream media, not knowing what to do or who to believe. Did you ever stop and ask yourself, how did your life get this way?
I felt so much shame when it comes to being me, and now I don't feel that shame anymore.
I had no way of being able to deal with that pain, and for the first time in my life, I finally feel an inner stillness and peace in myself.
I didn't even know what was happening. Like, my hands were just shaking, and it was just like me being my authentic self.
Most of us live lives of escapism. Anything to cope with this feeling eating us up inside. Distracting ourselves with dumb things on TV, numbing ourselves with junk food, alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. Is this the way life was meant to be, or is there perhaps another way?
It's been the first time in over 10 years since my dad died that I actually felt like I did before.
I've decided to take a stance for good, for love, for authenticity. And I've created a movement of people dedicated to raising the vibe. A movement dedicated to doing something about this, and it's called Transformation Mastery Academy.
That was amazing, just being able to finally find that root reason.
I really want to thank each and every one of you out of the bottom of my heart. Thank you, guys.
Now, I'm not some fake guru promising you overnight results. What I promise you here is a tribe of people to help support you and guide you along this journey. In Transformation Mastery Academy, you'll no longer be alone. You'll no longer feel lost. You will be given the roadmap to true, permanent personal transformation. Enough with this fake life of quiet desperation. Step into your truth and join the movement.